Cheers! Welcome to Movie Bitches! RetroReview episode 32. Tonight is a very special episode because thanks to our big spender...
We're not reviewing Sweet Charity.
No. I would, but that was not the request. No, the request was that we review A League of Their Own.
A League of Their Own.
Tonight's episode is dedicated to the magic of female friendship.
Yes.
Lovely.
Yeah.
I got a little verklempt often in this film.
Oh, absolutely.
I mean, obviously, but I was like, yeah. And it wasn't even necessarily like, oh, and here's a real emotional moment. It was just like, yeah, you go get it. Like all of these well-rounded women working together. And it doesn't even really have to do with the fact they're doing sports, even though that is special because you don't always see that.
Yes.
But it's just like, oh, they're all just like real women being rad. Yeah. And they're all different, but they all work together and get along and don't get along and all of the above and complicated female people in relationships. It was refreshing.
It was really refreshing and it fucking passes the Bechdel test with like flying colors.
I mean, beyond. It is the Bechdel test. It's the standard we should hold it to.
Yeah.
Even behind the camera, obviously. I mean, we'll get into talking about Penny Marshall.
Oh.
Just love her.
Yeah.
So League of Their Own, a very seminal film in my childhood.
Oh my God.
Watched it a hell of a lot.
Like a million
Remember
times.
how popular baseball was in the 90s?
What was going on?
What was that? What was that?
It was like this weird, like, you know, they were like, let's
the
bring
nostalgia
baseball back.
Baseball.
Yeah.
Like Sandlot,
Yep.
Rookie of the Year,
So many.
Angels in the Outfield, Major League.
Yep.
That weird John Candy movie where he's like Babe Ruth. The Babe? There's something?
Uh-huh.
That's a thing.
Yeah. Uh-huh.
But Tom Selleck had a baseball. Mr. Baseball? Was that was that Tom Selleck? But there was a lot of baseball movies.
It's crazy.
But this is my favorite.
Oh, absolutely.
This and Sandlot, but I think this is obviously a better film.
And Angels in the Outfield.
Sure.
Those are my top three baseball movies, period.
Well, and Major League is really quite a family favorite of ours, even though there's some yikesies. Definitely, that did not stand the test of time.
Sure. This
There's
movie
also
doesn't
some
have
great
that.
stuff. This movie doesn't have that, not one bit. There was one moment on the bus with their chaperone.
Yes.
I was like, oh no.
Yeah.
We'll talk about it.
Uh-huh.
So anyway.
First things first, shout out to our wine sponsor, Wink. Trywink.com/moviebitches. You get $22 off your first month of wine.
Get some wine and have a movie night with your gal pals.
Yeah. Oh, I love
Watch
that.
Watch Their Own.
I love that.
And you can all just cry and cry.
Pretty much.
Over the happiness of the magic of female friendship. Honestly, it really works.
That sounds like a great time.
Right?
First off, spoilers. If you haven't seen League of Their Own, stop. Go watch it. You're welcome.
I thought you were going to stop, drop, and roll into this movie. Or splits? Splits into this movie.
Now, drag queens playing baseball, death dropping, not angry at it.
But like, when are they death dropping? Just
to do the I don't know.
I mean, I do want to see Brooklyn Heights just fall into a split and catch a ball.
Love it.
I do. Yeah.
Love it.
I would like that.
Yeah. But anyway, if you have not seen it, you should watch it, and then you can come back. I mean, spoilers don't really matter. It's not like it's like a groundbreaking, oh my God, I didn't know that was going to happen kind of movie.
No, but...
So you can watch this, but like you should watch the movie.
For sure. I watched this movie a ton, but I hadn't seen it in a while.
Sure,
So there was some things that I went, oh, like them dubbing older Geena Davis with just Geena Davis's voice. Did you notice?
I'm not comfortable about this. I'm not really part of it.
I always thought it was just Geena Davis in makeup.
I mean, they did a great job. Like she looks like
they picked her because
older Kit looks great too. Looks like Kit.
Yes.
Looks like Lori Petty.
Very much.
But they just dubbed. It's just Geena Davis.
Which is also probably why I thought it was her.
Definitely. I guess as a child it worked for you. This time I was like, oh, that poor actress. This is weird.
I didn't notice.
She did all of these scenes and they just... I mean, she's a fabulous bitch, though.
Oh, yes.
just
Oh,
still
just so. Oh my
poised
god.
and
Right?
wafted.
Uh-huh.
Oh,
Oh my
it's
god.
like, I love that Dottie's still the most fabulous. Like, when they reunite at the end and everyone else, kind of looks like a mess. She's like, yes. Why?
Yeah.
She looks like Elon Musk's mom, just like, yes, who am I? Yes. And
But
you're like,
how fabulous is Elon Musk's mom? Also, maybe it's just Glenn Close in her best acting role ever.
or Tilda Swinton.
Yes!
Why is no one talking about how fabulous she is?
I mean,
feel
there was
this
literally
is
an article that I sent you.
Well, sure, but I feel like this is a late discovery.
I mean.
Because I was like, yes! But anyway, yes, Dottie, older Dottie.
Oh my god. Crazy. My mind was blown. I was like, I always just thought it was somehow also Geena Davis.
Have I told you this story about how when I was a kid, I thought when there was a child that they grew up in the movies, that they just waited till the kid grew up.
You have told me this.
Because I just thought that was...
It took...
I mean, how else are you going to do it?
Right.
Obviously, you get the same person to
I
just
love it. I love
wait
it.
20 years
Yeah.
till they're an adult
Yeah.
and then finish the movie, right?
It takes 30 years to
that
make
makes
a movie. And everyone else looks the same.
Every movie's Boyhood.
Right.
Of course.
I realized in watching it again this time that my family quoted every John Lovitz line, all the time.
I read that his character is supposed to be kind of more rounded out, but they were trying to pare down the movie, so they just left in all his insults.
You know something? You're not nice.
Ooh, that one hurt. So long, milkmaids.
Yeah, it was great.
I mean, it's great, but
See, how it works is the train moves, not the station. One that I always remembered thinking was funny as a kid that really doesn't land for me is, hey, cowgirl, see the grass? Don't eat it. I was like,
I love that you just turned into Bianca Del Rio.
Oh.
I mean, her and John Lovitz do have a lot in common now that I think about it.
If I had your job, I'd kill myself.
Will you shut up? Stupid. But yeah, my father would quote that all the time.
Oh, good. That's fun.
Yep.
Will you shut up?
And we get Gary Marshall as the Walter Harvey, the
Yep.
candy bar tycoon.
Yeah, sure.
Apparently, Penny Marshall really wanted Christopher Walken for that part.
Oh.
But she couldn't afford him, which seems insane. What has happened?
Sure.
Movies. So she was like, hey,
Dad.
Gary.
Brother.
Brother, husband, lover. Dad. Brother. Well, and Betty Spaghetti,
Yeah.
her daughter.
Wait, really?
Yeah.
How cool is that?
Right? Tracy Reiner. Although she's not Rob Reiner's daughter,
Oh.
she just changed her name when Penny Marshall and him got married because it was her father figure.
Oh, wow. But how old was... When did this movie come out?
94?
Okay. So,
Early 90s.
okay, I guess that makes sense.
Within the first 5 years of the 90s.
Okay, that makes sense. So her daughter was 30?
Yeah. Well, she got married very young.
Okay.
Weird facts. You want some more
Yeah?
weird
Yeah,
facts?
tell me more.
She got married the day JFK got assassinated.
Ooh.
Isn't that weird?
I mean,
I'm sure it happened.
the show must go on.
And apparently she got married in a white suit with a fur collar. I was just like, yes,
Love
Penny
it.
Marshall.
Yeah.
Always here for Penny Marshall.
Always.
Obviously. We'll get into Penny Marshall's career later. I
Oh.
want to talk about it.
Good.
I'm going to talk about
I'm
it.
excited.
But can we talk about their outfits?
Where?
All of the outfits, but really I was into the... so they're... I got excited.
Yeah.
Okay,
I was
so
enjoying it. Wait, where are we?
They're playing their local baseball game.
Old-timey.
Old-timey. Yeah. We've gone back. She
remembered.
She
Wait,
remembered.
This slow dissolve. I was like, oh my.
I'm surprised they didn't just have Geena Davis's face and just be like, "Ah." Did they do that?
Oh, you mean like
in the dissolve.
de-age?
Yeah.
No.
Yeah.
It was just her face staring,
Into
and it was like a slow dissolve, and then they did the newsreel over it.
Oh right, all the newsreel stuff.
I liked the newsreel stuff a lot because
Yeah.
it was a good, easy way to do exposition, to give us more
Yeah.
montage-y stuff. It was like, okay, this is great.
This movie knows its way around a montage.
Oh boy, does it. I love a montage.
I'm here for a montage. Obviously, you know.
We still have to make our montage of montages.
Oh boy,
montage.
it's just gonna be 3 hours long and just filled with cross dissolves. Newspapers. So yeah, we've gone back. They're playing, baseball. John Lovitz sees them, but they're like farm outfits.
Oh, yeah.
Well, so, okay, this was what was crazy to me.
Mm-hmm.
When later on, when she's like, we're going back to Oregon, I was like, what? I always thought it was like Kansas or something.
I do.
It looks very...
It doesn't look like Oregon at all to me, but like, okay.
The farm, the 1940s farmland of Oregon. I don't
right?
know.
And they're like going
know.
through like cornfields and shit. I was like,
it
what?
was like straight up like, oh,
Kansas.
they're obviously referencing Wizard of Oz in
Right.
this entire scene. No. I was like, Oregon?
And I didn't know why.
Oh, I don't know.
Like, why did they have to be in Oregon? Like,
So the train ride would make sense
Well,
to pick up Marla, but then why did she have to be from Colorado? Who knows?
Thank
She
you.
could have been from anywhere.
Yep.
It really, I don't know.
It was so weird to me, and the only reason that I noticed was because he goes, oh, well, we gotta pick up someone else in Denver on the way, and I was like, but that...
I was like, that's way out of the way if you're coming from Kansas. Did you think the same thing?
Yes!
I was like, well, you might as well just drop them in Chicago and then, what? Okay, good. Oregon. I'm glad that you also were surprised. That was honestly the biggest surprise of the night.
Yeah.
Oh my god, her high-waisted sailor pants. Oh my god, Geena Davis.
Love.
Fucking Davis. I mean, unfortunately for Lori Petty and Kit, you just can't really. It's Geena Davis. You know what I mean? It's like this like glamazonian. Mensa, like she's everything.
Yeah.
Oh my god, her like gender in the media whole thing. You know about that.
Oh, like in real life. Yeah, because in a world, that's like basically she's playing herself.
Essentially, yes.
No, she's everything and amazing, and like the Geena Davis Institute is fabulous. She's a fabulous kind.
Yeah, the older Geena Davis really did embody the fabulousness.
I mean, I will
poised
say,
sort of giraffe.
Yes.
Beauty.
Yes.
You know.
Yes.
Dottie's a hard part to play too. It's an interesting female character of someone who's just gorgeous, beautiful, poised at everything, seemingly does everything right, you know, has it all, and you don't hate her. It's interesting.
It's
a fine line.
I always remember, maybe also as a younger sibling.
Identifying with Kit.
But then also, Kit's kind of a bitch.
She's a liability on the field.
Oh yeah, exactly. You know, so it's like, well, so it's tough where you're like, well, you're not in the right, but also sometimes you are in the right, and like I get how it's hard because also Geena Davis is just constantly rubbing it in your face, but also she's just better than you.
Well,
so
and
like,
she kind of, you know, she's not doing it on purpose.
No.
All the time.
But also sometimes she is.
Sometimes she is. It's a complicated female sibling sister relationship, which you never see on screen.
It's true. Sisters.
Yeah, that's the usual sister relationship we get.
Sure.
We're best friends, nothing's wrong, and we're both the same.
And we'll marry the 2 brothers or 7 brothers or...
We like to marry the same guy because we're the same. Yeah, that's usually what happens. Might as well marry you because my sister married your brother. You know, it's like, well, you know, you're here.
Yeah.
And then we get to Marla.
Oh my god.
I mean...
I think that Marla's my favorite character. That's not true. Dottie. But...
I mean, I'm not saying no.
I don't have a favorite, I guess.
They're all fucking
amazing.
great in different
Yeah,
ways.
exactly. But I just love Marla. I love, like, this
I love
whole
that they
scene.
took the time.
They took the time.
They easily go, oh, that tomboy, who gives a shit, you know.
That's not what it's about.
That's not what it's about at all. It's so fabulous.
Yeah.
I was watching this interview with Geena Davis in her institute. She was saying it's really true that if they see it, they can be it. There was these stats of, in 2012, female archery went up, like skyrocketed. Hunger Games. And so I'm sure the same thing happened with this movie, but we don't have the data on it.
Right. How many girls, like, went and played softball or...
Right?
Because they can't play baseball.
But Marla.
Oh my god.
I mean, so this actress, I always think of her as Broomhilda from Robin Hood Men in Tights. That's because I've seen that movie, I mean, I don't even know how many times.
I mean, I was thinking of her as Marla.
You think of her as Marla. I do too, but Broomhilda.
Good. So we get her, like, in this weird...
Really, I mean, she's...
Factory?
Hitting baseballs in a factory. I guess because it's raining.
Oh, maybe.
I guess. But hitting baseballs in this indoor gymnasium.
Yeah, breaking windows.
And the really touching and interesting relationship with her father.
Yeah.
That they spent the time. I was like, oh my gosh, when he's like, come on, it's my fault. I raised her like a boy. I know she's like John Lovitz's face, just like, and they stick up for her.
Yeah,
We're not
they're
going
not-
if she's not coming.
Yeah.
Fuck you, man.
Chauvinist pig.
Go fuck yourself.
Yeah,
All around.
loved it.
It was great.
Yeah.
But yeah, with the dad and they're like goodbye at the train
I
station.
know.
Like
Who's gonna
honestly,
take care of you and cook for you?
Don't you worry about me. You're gonna play baseball.
you have to go and soar and play ball, and it was like, oh my god, that was like one of the first cries.
Nothing's gonna happen here. You have to go where things happen, and then things happen for her.
Lots of talk of nothing happening in Oregon and Colorado.
Oregon.
But, you know, whatever. In many ways, Marla is the character with the most arc,
Yes,
and yet she disappears from the movie, which is a bummer.
a little bit.
Like,
Her arc is early and fast. She
right. And
shooting star.
I appreciate it, but I'm like, oh, I kind of, like, as a kid, I remember being like, it's funny. So I remember as a kid watching this, and definitely, like, what I took from it was, oh, marriage is bad and you can't do what you love anymore. That was one of, like, I remember pretty clearly thinking that Bill Pullman was a villain.
I mean,
But in this watch, I was like, oh, he's actually pretty whatever, doesn't not support her. I fully remember being like, fuck him, this villain who took her away from baseball. I'm so mad. He's the reason she had to leave. Like,
Bill Pullman or Marla's husband?
Bill Pullman. I had all of these.
Yeah.
And I remember being like, oh, I don't like this Bill Pullman performance because he's mean and I don't like seeing Bill Pullman be mean. And then I was like, I imagined all of this. He's barely in the movie.
Barely. And he's
So-
perfectly charming.
He's charming, handsome, lovely, amazing, war hero.
Yeah.
You know. Yeah, let's go. You continue to play.
That's my wife.
It's her choice.
Yeah.
It's her choice to go back and not play baseball.
Well,
Or it's her choice to go play baseball and to not play baseball. It's always
and then
her
it was
choice.
his choice to be like, nah, bitch, you wanted to play baseball. Go fucking play baseball. We're not driving to Oregon right now.
It's so great. I don't know why I had this image in my head of just like, ah. Like, I think whenever I watched it, I was like, oh, he's here. That means she's gonna quit. It's the part of the movie I don't like.
Yeah, her relationship with Tom Hanks. Because as a kid, I was always just like, well, but like, Bill Pullman's here, now she and Tom Hanks can't get together. You know, it's like this Pearl Harbor thing. Where, you know,
Oh boy. That's what we're bringing up?
I don't know.
Oh boy.
Just like, you know, it's like,
It's like first night.
Does he die in the war?
No, it's just like two lovers and the one she's supposed to be with. 'Cause she's,
Well, it was just, and then I was thinking it's interesting to me that, like, Bill Pullman gets the,
also a favor to Penny Marshall.
love it. What, did they give her no budget for this?
No!
What the fuck?
They were they barely made her make it. Fuck everybody. I was so mad.
And she gave them this timeless gem.
And she'd already given them Big, which was the first female-directed movie to make over $100 million. So go straight up fuck yourselves. And Awakenings, which was amazing, completely got overlooked for her.
Right.
It got nominated for Best Picture, Best Screenplay, Best Actor, not Best Director. Fucking ridiculous. She should have won for Awakenings. Have you seen Awakenings?
Mm-mm.
It's amazing.
Okay.
Go watch Awakenings. So good.
Cool.
So good. Anyway.
It's so funny to me that Bill Pullman, of all people, gets the James Marsden treatment.
It's funny, because I used to feel that way too. This watch, I was like, oh no, Tom Hanks is a terrible disaster. You wouldn't want to be with him at all.
Well, no, she definitely shouldn't.
Like, I was like, oh no, you picked the correct choice.
Absolutely. She's like, no, I'm staying with my husband. I'm fully in love with him. And I
Yeah.
was like, oh yeah, that's, and like, yes.
It's a healthy choice.
It is a healthy choice. And I think that, like, it's really more of a friendship.
It's more of a friendship. Well, so what happened in the original screenplay was that they did have a little more flirting. I think they have a kiss or something. And Penny Marshall was like, no, it's distracting from the story. No.
Yeah.
And I'm really glad because I feel like, no.
Yeah.
Well, Dottie wouldn't do that.
No, Dottie would not do that.
There can just be men and women that are friends and they improve each other and he wants to be a better man, not just because he's quote unquote in love with her, but just because she's great.
Right.
I want to be better for the world.
He also can be in love with her. Because who isn't? Because she's Dottie fucking Henson.
I mean, obviously, yes.
And that sucks for him.
Yeah, too bad. I'm committed to my... I mean, there's so many lines of her saying, I'm married, but I'm
Yes.
married.
Yes.
I think, obviously, it would have helped if you'd seen scenes before he left for the
Yes.
war.
I think
Young
literally...
Dottie and him in the loft making out in the barn. Oh, no, he has to go to war. Oh, you know.
Yeah.
But we
because
don't
it's
really need
unclear
that,
how
but-
old she is, too. There's a lot of talk of how how long she has before having kids, and I'm like, but does she have that long?
She seems mid-30s at least. Geena Davis has that thing of always looking like an adult woman.
Yes.
You know, like Julia Roberts never looked like a young girl to me.
Yes.
She's womanly.
Yes. Yes.
And so I'm not sure.
Fair.
Exactly. But anyway, yeah, it's like, oh, they're living at home. I mean, Lori Petty's living at home because it seems like she doesn't have any other options.
Yes.
And she's younger.
Yes.
But with Dottie, I think it's like, oh, I moved back.
Yeah, when he went to the war or something. Yeah, it's unclear.
Something.
Goodness sake, kid. Keep your voice down. Your father's listening to the radio.
Why do they know how to play baseball? Did their parents encourage this? Do we have any nope, doesn't matter. They just do.
They just do, because that's what you do in Oregon.
In Oregon. I don't know.
Yeah.
I'm glad they didn't have some stupid line about like, oh, well, all my brothers, or my dad wanted a son. So
Yeah.
fuck that.
No.
They're just fucking rad.
Yeah. There are girls that want to play baseball. Fuck you.
But anyway, they get to tryouts.
Yep. Chicago.
We meet Rosie and Madonna, this like odd couple. I mean, I want to watch a sitcom about them living in New York.
I would love that.
What are you looking at?
Yeah, what are you looking at?
I always loved them. They were always my favorite. Like, they're just like
They're like
so
the
much
Greek
fun.
chorus. Like,
Yes.
they don't have a lot of character. I mean, they have enough that you know, grab onto. They have, each of them have their moments, but it's definitely
so long,
like,
Charlie.
And Madonna's like seemingly leather baseball pants?
Oh my god.
Or whatever was happening. I was like, yes.
I mean, also just the sexuality of Madonna.
Well, I
in
realized
this
this,
movie.
like, Madonna's a great actress when she's playing Madonna. She's really great in Desperately Seeking Susan. She's really great in this. She's really terrible in most other things.
But she's great in this.
She's fabulous. She's got that thing, right? That Cher has. She's not as good of an actress, but she's got that thing.
Yeah.
That, ineffable presence.
Yeah.
Well, then we get this fabulous montage of just ladies playing ball.
There's a lot of montages of playing ball, and
I mean, I wasn't mad at it.
I wasn't mad at it.
It didn't really have any, it didn't need to be there.
But
or did it? You know what I mean?
I think it did. Here's what because I realized, I was like, oh god, this is a lot of baseball, and I don't really know what's happening.
I mean, the baseball is not shot in a way that's a coherent game. It's very clearly, even when they're in games, it's very snippets.
Yes, but I feel like
it never gets to, and it's the bottom of the ninth.
No, right. It's not Angels in the Outfield.
Ball, like, it's not every other baseball movie.
No,
basically.
that's true. That's true. It's all about the women doing fabulous things. Like, they can play ball just as good, if not better, than all of those men. Fuck you all.
Yeah.
Is basically the synopsis of every montage.
Pretty much. Yeah, I mean, the point of the movie is to drive home that women can do anything.
Yeah.
And so the fact that they show maybe a little more montaging of baseball than you would.
Sure. I mean,
it's like hammering it home.
Yes.
Oh, and poor little Ann Cusack not being able to read.
Oh.
Oh, that was a real moment for me.
I remember. And then the other, what's your name, sweetie?
But I love that it was just some, like, it wasn't Madonna or, like, it wasn't one of the main characters.
Right.
It was just another woman who got a chance to, like, have a female friendship with Ann Cusack, and I don't know if we ever see her again. Not Ann Cusack, but the other woman.
Once, maybe?
Here and there.
What's your name? Shirley Baker.
Shirley Baker. This is you. You're with us. You're Rockford Peach.
So quick commercial break, and we will be back with more baseball, but also really more, like, fabulous friends.
Playing baseball?
Yes. More montages.
Montages. I like it. Well, it's crazy to me. I mean, aside from, like, John Lovitz, I suppose, but it's crazy that, like, Tom Hanks doesn't show up for a while. And then Bill Pullman doesn't show up till 2/3 of the way through the movie. Like,
2/3? He doesn't show up for, like, the last 10 minutes. I think it's crazy.
But, like, I love that it's, like, men.
Oh, yeah.
Like
no, they are not. The only one who's really in the movie is
Tom Hanks.
And,
John Lovitz.
And, no.
The dad.
No, John Lovitz is hardly in it, too. He's
Gary
only
Marshall.
In the
David Strathairn.
Is that the Harvey's assistant?
Yes, it's really fun how pretty much all of the male characters, I guess, aside from Tom Hanks, are the female, like, the one-dimensional, like, and they're there.
Yeah.
Oh, they were nice. Okay.
They came in and did a thing, and then they were gone.
They did what they did, and it was nice.
That's true.
It's not what we're focusing on.
It's true.
I do love it.
Yeah, it's great.
And how they're introduced. I mean, is Tom Hanks introduced with his Austin Powers pee?
Well, no.
I mean, not right away. I guess
he's introduced
it's
in
a little later.
This palatial
that's right.
estate.
That's right.
He's drunk and, you know.
Such a loser.
Yeah. And then his Austin Powers pee.
Oh my god, this Austin Powers pee.
How long? Time it.
Was it?
Yeah, evacuation.
Evacuation, come. Come.
Evacuation complete. Evacuation complete.
Do we think that was a reference to League of Their Own?
I mean, there's so many things in this movie that are referenced.
Yeah.
For instance, we're jumping ahead, but eyebrows. Separated, there should be two. Miss Congeniality uses it.
Right?
There's so many different things where it's like, that's from League of Their Own.
Yeah, right?
That's from League of Their Own.
The eyebrows thin and separate. There should be two.
Speaking of Big being the first female-directed movie to make over $100 million, this was the second movie female to make over $100 million.
Fuck yeah, Penny Marshall.
That's right, Penny Marshall. Playing baseball's easy. All you need to know is how to do the splits. When she catches that ball.
Oh yes, in the field trials. Oh my, did you see that? A big man.
That's Dottie at the end.
Oh yeah, it's done.
It's Dottie.
I'm not gonna lie, all of those old women though playing baseball made me a little nervous.
Oh, I was very concerned.
Right.
They were really going after it. And I was like, oh no. Just even the running. I mean,
Yeah.
who's to know? They obviously did what they felt comfortable with.
Sure.
I was definitely like, huh. I was just a little...
I was like a little concerned. This is a tough sport for
Yeah.
octogenarians. Like
Tough on your body.
Yeah.
I think this must be the first movie I ever saw Davis Strathairn in.
Sure.
You're like, who's that? What else is he in?
We'd have to, yeah. I know him from this.
Sure. Yeah, good job.
But he's great in this movie, I will say.
Great.
And it's nice because he's a great balance.
He's a one-dimensional ally.
Yeah.
It's great.
Yep.
I want to help these women because I do.
Yeah.
Do you know how dedicated these girls are? What they go through? They play with sprained ankles, broken fingers. They ride a bus sometimes all night to play a doubleheader the next morning.
He doesn't have some sobby backstory about
no.
how his daughter wants to play or how his wife died and they easily could have given them some sob story. Oh, well, this is why he cares about women.
Right.
Obviously.
He has a mom.
He's got a daughter, so that means he must love women. You know, it's like, fuck you.
I did like that the ref had that. Treat these like you would your mom or whatever.
Oh, right.
Good rule of thumb. Treat each of these girls as you would treat your mother.
But yeah, I like that David Strathairn
Nailed it.
was like a great counterpart to Jimmy Dugan's douchey, reckless, careless, asshole gruffness.
Yeah. It was great. They didn't really have a lot of scenes together, did they?
No, not really. There's a couple little things where it's like, oh, well, you got to do that. Because men aren't allowed to talk to each other in movies, Avaryl.
It's great.
You can only talk about women.
How hot they are.
I mean, not far off.
It's pretty great.
Like, I'm going to use you as a dance partner, and then bye.
Can we talk about the dancing? I love that they took 10 minutes. Who knows how long to just have Madonna have a swing dance. Yes!
I love this scene.
So good.
Always love the scene. It's amazing.
Remember how swing dancing was so big in the 90s?
Oh, yeah, huge.
Oh, my God.
Yeah.
Probably because of this movie.
Probably.
Thank you, Penny Marshall. Yes. Oh, my gosh.
But, like,
love
oh, my
this.
God, it's amazing. Her
Oh my God.
just wrapping around, and then it's just, like, multiple dance partners. And
she's like, oh, maybe I'll pick you. Maybe I won't.
Well, yeah.
And they're
which
like,
one's hotter? I don't know.
And that other guy,
Yeah. Hey, let me in.
She picked the other guy.
Yeah.
Oh. And then she's like, okay, bye, I'll see you later.
Yep.
When she's making out with it, she's like, oh, I need to chug my beer.
Oh, yes!
And he's like, I'm waiting for it. And then she's like, okay, we have to make it. Bye. Gotta go.
I felt like it was not even her beer, but his, that she was just like, I'm going to drink all of this. Thank you. Now I'll kiss you. Okay, bye. Yes. I mean, it's amazing. There's no slut shaming.
No.
You know, it's not like, I mean, she's very clearly
open about just
sex positive.
Yeah.
And it's great.
They all are. There's nobody that's like, oh gosh.
No, that's true.
Oh golly gee.
Not really.
Legs always together. A lady reveals nothing.
Well, in Marla's makeover.
Oh.
What did you do to her?
Where's Marla?
Thinking of you. Some others I've seen.
It had to be you. Oh my god. I love that she just goes on a loop.
Oh yeah. She knows like 2 phrases.
It's just I never quite knew what the jazz players, like the band guy's face is supposed to tell me.
Could make me be blue.
Oh, I don't think I picked up on it.
He makes this face that's like either Jesus Christ, thank God that's over.
Right, like, well, she's been doing this loop for 2 hours and I need a break.
I don't entirely know, but that's kind of what I've always gone with.
Sure, love it. Singing to her future hubby.
Yeah, I could take her home. It'd be an honor.
Well, there wasn't like too much of like oh wow, now that you put a dress on and makeup, someone's actually gonna pay attention to you. It was just sort of like she came out of her shell.
Yes.
You know what I mean?
Yes.
She had confidence. It wasn't like, oh, you need to wear all of this to be female and attractive necessarily.
Like, oh, she was pretty the whole time and whatever. Like, it was just,
from within, which
yes,
is what's attractive.
That's the biggest, yes, absolutely.
And Geena Davis showing up with that, I don't know, newspaper boy?
Oh, I know,
he was
right?
so tiny.
Yeah.
What do you say we slip in the back seat and you make a man out of me?
What do you say I smack you around for a while?
Can't we do both?
We can do that too.
Why not both? But we haven't even talked about what they do to the poor chaperone.
Oh my god.
She had the day from hell, and I felt so bad for her.
This was the only real yikesy moment for me when she's trying to wake up Tom Hanks on the bus.
And he kisses her.
And he kisses her. He assaults her.
Yes. And then he
proceeds to be so disgusted that he almost barfs.
Yeah.
Has to drink some whiskey. His reaction was so huge.
Yes.
And I was like, yeah, fuck him. She should be with Bill Pullman.
Yeah, oh yeah, absolutely.
I was like,
yes. Yeah, he's an asshole.
This was the only, and that's fine. You know, we're showing an asshole. That's fine. But it was the only like, oh, yikes. The movie didn't really necessarily judge him enough for that, I think.
I think so.
It was played for laughs.
Yeah. And they were very cruel to her.
They gave her horrific diarrhea.
Vomiting.
Oh, vomiting.
But before that, so then she goes to chase after the bus driver because she's the only person there who can do her job,
sort
apparently.
of responsibility.
Yeah, and he throws dirt in her face.
She had a terrible
She
day.
shoves dirt in her face.
That poor woman. Oh my god.
Mr. Whatever shan't be returning.
I mean, what do we think happened to him? They were in the middle of nowhere.
I'm
just
so confused.
Walked off. Just quit like the bus driver in the middle of Rat Race with all the I Love Lucy.
Yeah.
Well.
Definitely do a retro movie.
We do double feature with that, and it's a bad.
I've never seen it. I know.
Oh my god. The
first time I saw Rat Race in the theater, I was literally rolling on the floor laughing, like in the aisles, just like I was dying.
I saw It's a Bad, 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 Bad World. I legitimately very nearly peed my pants. It was touch and go. And we get to meet Biddy Schramm, the one with the kid.
Oh my god.
I mean, I always know her from Monk. I mean, obviously from this, and then I didn't see her for 20 years, and then it was like, oh, it's Biddy Schramm. I always remember her name because it's Biddy Schramm.
Yeah, that's interesting. Stillwell Angel.
Oh my god.
Oh my god. I remember. I mean, he is annoying. He's supposed to be annoying.
Oh yeah.
He's a disaster. But she's so cute and sweet that.
Why is he so crazy? Come here, Stillwell, darling. I'll give you another chocolate bar.
Stillwell Angel, have another chocolate bar.
Gimme, 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 gimme.
I could have done without him. But I did like the storyline of a woman being allowed to bring her child to work.
Yes. I mean, it was really interesting because of her asshole husband.
She didn't have to quit her job as a baseball player.
Yep.
She got to bring, so I liked that, but I was like, I could have used with...
I thought they used him sparingly enough.
Sure.
It was like something to shake things up, you know?
Well, and then at least at the end when we see him, he's not a disaster. Like if he was still an actor.
Oh, right. No,
he wouldn't be, but like, okay, he grew out of
well, and then we had that, I mean, then oh my God.
Where's your mom?
Mom died a couple years ago.
Oh, I'm sorry.
So, we'll get there.
Yeah.
But, well, I found this interesting too. Later on, I mean, I'm pretty sure that her husband's just abusive.
Oh, yeah.
Because, like, when they get in a fight and they have to throw Kit in the shower, there's, like, this, like, throwaway line, maybe even ADR or whatever, of her being like, it reminds me of my husband. And I was like...
Yeah. I think there was some dark things going on in the household, and maybe that's why the child was acting out.
Maybe.
Well, and then if you catch it here and there, I don't think she has any lines, but Téa Leoni is one of the bells on the other team. You know who Téa Leoni is?
I know the name.
Okay, good, great. God, what would... Madam Secretary? Okay, I don't know what you would know her from.
Okay.
She's in, like, Flirting with Disaster. She's in the original Bad Boys. She was married to David Duchovny. She's fabulous.
Cool.
But anyway, here and there you pick her up. She's one of the bells. Just like, she has a couple of, like, insert shots, and you're like, oh, hey, look, it's Téa Leoni. If our theory about Bitty Schramm's husband is true, then that whole... there's no crying in baseball scene makes a lot more sense.
Oh.
And is not very funny.
No. She's had a tough life.
Right?
Tom Hanks.
Right? I mean, it is a great line.
Oh, yeah. There's no crying in baseball. That was definitely another quote that
that's obvious. It's on, like, the top 100.
Oh, I'm sure.
Or whatever.
Yeah.
But, like, ooh, yeah, if you think about it, that's...
There's no crying in baseball!
No.
No! No! And you know why?
No.
Because there's no crying in baseball.
He's an asshole.
Yeah.
And that informs her character even more. That's why she's so easy to cry about it.
Yes. Yes.
And later they
because
work on it.
Because her husband is verbally and possibly physically abusive.
Remember later when he just whispers slash...
Oh, yeah.
Work on
Yep.
this?
And that's something that I would like you to work on before next season.
It is interesting they picked Geena Davis, Tom Hanks, Madonna.
I was gonna say, this is very... I mean, Madonna was the biggest thing ever, but...
Sure.
I get, like, sucks for Lori Petty.
Yeah. Right? I mean, it's like, oh, those are the... I mean, I guess Geena Davis and Tom Hanks definitely...
100%.
The two leads.
Yeah.
And then I guess Madonna's the next biggest... She probably had, like, a contract where they're like, oh, she has to get...
She has to be on the... Probably.
Have you heard her new song? Did you know that she came out with a new song?
No.
That's why I asked.
Oh, okay.
I just love... So Madonna has a new song, and it's like... It's now 2019, and yes, this bitch is back with more music. I love it.
Is it good?
Yeah, it's fun. It's like... It's with Maluma. And it's like kind of cha-cha-y. And it's fun. I like it. It's good. I just love that she's like constantly reinventing and like she's amazing.
That's Madonna.
She's fucking amazing.
Yeah. I mean, we didn't even really talk about the plot. I mean, you know, all the men have gone to war, and so there's a gap. And just like in all the factories and all of the office jobs and everything that happened that really progressed women in the workplace during the war, women in sports as well. And this is all based on real events that happened. And
I loved at the end it said dedicated to the
all
women.
All the women of the... There was numbers.
It was not numbers, it was letters.
There are no numbers on the top, there's letters.
Letters.
It was like the American women, ALSPQRPL. It was like a lot of letters, but yes.
It just reminded me of this Dan Aykroyd sketch from SNL where it's the metric alphabet, so there's only 10 letters. And he talks about Alamano and how now it's all just one letter because everyone just thought it was one letter anyway. As in, will you, Alamano, turn off the light? It's good.
Light, although it looks like elemanoid, would be pronounced light. And open would then be element open, as in, honey, would you element open the door? A, B, C, D, F, G, K, element.
The idea of this story progressed sort of women's rights and the amount that women were allowed to contribute to society, you know, in the workplace and all that stuff so much. So it's like so fun to watch that happen on screen, but also the fact that this movie itself, having all these women above the line, a female director, all of that stuff, it's like doing the same thing that the historical thing was doing.
Yes, in the industry, in the film industry.
Yeah,
Love
and
it.
so it's like,
Yeah.
I love it.
At a certain point he gives the speech.
Who's he?
David Strathairn.
Great.
And Gary Marshall have that like argument over like he's like I'm gonna now that the men
There's
are
no money,
coming
it's
back
crazy
like
shit.
we're gonna shut it down.
Yeah.
And he's like, you know, we've told all of these women, you know,
They're
you gotta
gonna-
get into the factory, you get out of the kitchen and like start working and go to sports and whatever. And now what are we supposed to tell them? Just go back in the kitchen? And he's like, well, you're not gonna tell the men who just came back from war to go in the kitchen. I was like, I mean, could.
You definitely could. It would probably be good for their PTSD. Also, that's a conversation we need to have.
Right, exactly. How about they share responsibilities like adults? What a concept.
I just love that he convinces Gary Marshall.
Yeah.
He's just like so passionate, you know, he's just because of how much they've inspired him.
Yes. Much like real life. I mean, it is based on real life. Women had to work twice as hard for the same thing. Exactly. What the fuck?
Exactly.
In a goddamn fucking skirt.
That's right.
Can't play baseball in that.
Oh.
You can't play baseball in this. You can't play baseball in this. Cruel.
Cruel, but that bruise will haunt. That, it still
my
haunts me.
God.
It haunts me to this day.
Ugh.
Apparently, that bruise, well, it was real. And it lasted a year.
It was real?
I bet that woman, they might have jazzed it up a bit, but yes, it was real. I bet that woman got that shot because of the bruise. You know what I mean? Because that wasn't one of the main characters that had it.
She got it from the set?
Yeah, from sliding. That's why it haunts me to this day. It's crazy bananas. Yes. Yes.
I hope she got a bonus. Jesus Christ.
I mean, she got that close up.
Well, but who cares?
I mean,
That's
that is one of the top
horrifying.
5 things I remember from this movie.
Oh, absolutely.
So.
But like, you don't know who it is.
No idea.
So. Oh my God.
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
Horrifying.
Mm-hmm. I think one of my favorite lines is, they're like, Jimmy Dugan, will you sign my baseball?
Wow. Avoid the clap, Jimmy Dugan. Wow.
That's good advice.
Good advice.
Good advice. I like that a lot.
Yeah.
It's also fun seeing Tom Hanks, you know, America's sweetheart.
Yes.
Be such, not even like, he's not like grotesque. He's not, you know, despicable and villainous. Like,
if we paid you enough, could you be a little more disgusting? I could use the money.
but he's playing such a schlubby, assholey, gross, you know, person that it is interesting.
But it's also
the
nice,
timing.
Yes. But they do a good job of having him grow.
Yeah,
over,
he's well-rounded.
Yes. By the end, you're like, oh, he's actually come around to be a decent human being.
Right.
Thanks to all of these women.
Yes.
And Geena Davis.
She's in her own tier.
Yeah.
Poor Lord Betty. We haven't talked about her at all.
Who's that?
Kit.
Oh. It sounded like you said Lord Betty.
Ooh. I like that.
Lord Betty. That's like a good either drag name and or like a musician name.
Yeah.
Lord Betty.
I like it.
Yeah.
No, Lori Petty.
Yes.
I remember being so upset for her when she gets traded.
Oh, yeah.
Just so incredibly upset. But then watching it now, I'm like, oh, but then you got to shine.
Yeah.
Like, you got to be the... Well, she's still pretty much a loose cannon.
Oh, certainly.
Those Bells outfits are rough.
Yeah.
Brown and yellow. It's rough. Next to the peaches.
Yeah, right. The
Just
cute
like-
peach. Yeah.
So cute.
Yeah.
But then, what, halfway through the movie?
Yeah.
Pretty early.
Well, so, okay, it's interesting. There's this kind of weird theme of women leaving...
Seemingly, not, I wouldn't say willy-nilly, but just sort of like, when are we? When's the season? Is there a time? Could we have waited till the end of a season?
I guess that's what seemed weird. And like, okay, so Marla gets married.
Yeah.
They have this fabulous thing. They're all like, woo! They're throwing little things at the car.
So
and
fabulous.
She's like, bye, I'll see you next season? Or does she just...
They say, yeah, well, we'll see you next season. So she's planning on coming back.
I guess they're just taking a honeymoon? Do you take a honeymoon while World War II is in the... Like...
And you currently are on a baseball team that needs your hitting average. It just seemed like...
It seemed, yeah.
I get it. Ish.
He's not going anywhere. She seemed to have him pretty well locked down.
Right?
So like, cool, I love you, babe. How about we get engaged? Yes!
Yeah,
love it for you, Marla. I love
engaged.
this journey for you, Marla.
Yes!
But like, why don't you wait until the end of the season?
Yeah. That's why as a kid I was like, fuck marriage.
Ruins everything.
Fucking, what is this? They just have to go be a wife?
And then as soon as Bill Pullman comes back, it's like, okay, bye.
Gotta go, bye.
Like literally the next
that was
morning.
very undotty and rude to just be like, bye.
Unprofessional.
I guess I told the other girls I was going and they were okay with it, but I did not tell Tom Hanks.
Right?
My manager.
Yeah. And then...
And seemingly right before the World Series?
Well, it was 6 games, but still.
Well, this was what
also,
was
what
weird.
a long drive.
Okay, so this is what's weird. They're like, bye, we gotta drive back to Oregon.
From...
Chicago?
Midwest, let's say.
Midwest somewhere.
Because the World Series ends up in Racine.
Right. So, yeah, I don't know, but she says we got to Yellowstone or something.
Yeah.
So...
Yellowstone is Montana.
Yeah.
So that's almost
so
Oregon.
So it took them 6 games to get...
But also, that's too far north. Why were they in Yellowstone?
To then drive
Well, maybe
back.
that's where the freeway system... Because there wasn't really much of a freeway system.
There was an entire montage of 6 games that she apparently was driving through.
Was it only 6 days? Was it like a game a day?
It's still a pretty long time to drive to...
Although, to be fair, like, look at
that
that car.
cars probably go pretty slow. You have
Like
to
40 miles an hour.
fill it up every hour.
Yeah, I don't think there was really a freeway system yet.
So maybe it's okay.
So, like...
But I was definitely like, they've been gone a while. And
Yes.
they didn't get to Oregon and then come back.
No. Well, I mean, they got almost to Oregon, but
I guess.
They drove like 2,000 miles there, let's say, and then another 2,000 miles back.
What a dedicated and a supportive husband.
Very much.
She has.
Yeah, Bill Pullman's a treasure.
Fucking treasure. I was so happy this watch.
He wasn't an asshole.
Oh, he's great.
Yeah, he's really great.
And then at the end, when she's like, oh, he just died last winter, I was like, they were married the whole time. She made the right choice.
Of
and
course.
She's got all these kids.
Yeah, the grandkids. Kill him. Love that. Especially as the younger sibling.
Yeah, right.
Mm-hmm.
He's littler than you are, so give him a chance to shoot. Promise?
Yeah.
Okay. Bobby, come here. Kill him.
Dottie leaves, comes back.
Right.
Surprise.
I thought this
Sucks
was...
for other lady catcher.
Yeah, like
Whose
this
name
was
is
real
escaping me.
assholey too, you know, where it's just kind of like, oh, you just expect that you're just gonna
Obviously,
show up.
I'm the fucking best, and everyone will just drop. I mean, they will because you're Dottie, but.
And that was
it
it. I
rude.
like that they at least had that conversation. It's like, well, what makes you think you can just come back? And she's like, and he's like, okay.
I'm Dottie.
Yeah.
Okay, yeah, you're right. We didn't talk about.
Oh my god, that iconic scene.
I can't do it. I don't know.
So good.
But yeah, we get to the World Series. Of course, it's down to the Bells and the Peaches. Sister versus sister. Oh my god, it's a Greek tragedy. Except it's not a tragedy.
No, it's not.
Because, you know, they're sportswomen. Ship.
Yep.
They're sportswomanship.
Yep. It's about playing the game.
Playing the game, the camaraderie of a team.
Yes. But yeah, they did enough of where they're like, oh, and of course now that Dottie showed up, they're catching up and it's tie game or whatever.
Yep. And she hits a grand slam and everybody's running and then she just plows the fuck into Geena Davis.
Yeah.
Do we think she dropped the ball on purpose?
Yes.
Okay. I thought so too. But it doesn't really come up.
She never dropped, like, it would...
But it doesn't really, like, they don't have
no,
that...
they don't, well, I feel like she and...
Tom Hanks do.
Tom Hanks do.
He's like, girl,
yeah.
I know what you did.
Yeah. Because, and I think because the movie made such a point of it earlier, that it's like, and Dottie Henson held on to the ball! She can do anything! She'll never let that ball drop out of her hand! Oh wait, she did later.
Right. Well, and we didn't even talk about her, like, amazing... being her own publicist, essentially.
Oh,
when they're
right.
like, Time Magazine's here, we need butts in those seats.
Yeah.
Oh, maybe I'll just do the splits.
And then all the girls, I mean, this is fun, then it's like, oh, showmanship.
What can I do? Yeah.
And then,
oh, my top just opens and,
this wardrobe malfunction, like, Nostradamusing.
Oops, my bosoms come flying out. That might draw a crowd, right?
You think there are men in this country who ain't seen your bosoms?
But that wasn't Madonna.
No.
Okay.
It was Janet Jackson.
Right.
And it destroyed her career rather than making, I guess, as Janet Jackson later showed us, then
Right.
no, Madonna, that would have been a bad idea.
That's so fucking ridiculous.
Yes.
What a bunch of bullshit.
It is a bunch of bullshit.
But anyway.
Right. She's dropped the ball. They lose the game. I always felt really bad for the whole team that like lost because she was trying to give her sister a better self-esteem. But
Yes, I mean, I like that it's set up that either team that wins, we're championing. Like, you're happy really regardless.
Yes.
You know?
Yes.
You're okay with it. I think it comes full circle and it's earned.
I miss you, Kit.
Me?
Yeah, how many sisters do you think I have?
How many sisters do you think I have?
Right. They finally have that cathartic moment of like, oh, this sibling rivalry wasn't really helping either of us.
Right.
I mean, maybe it was helping us spur each other on to be better athletes, but...
And then it seemed like they weren't going to talk to each other forever, which maybe they didn't.
I mean,
was like,
they're estranged-ish.
I guess. It was like,
seems.
Christmas? Well...
Yeah, I think she's like, fuck that, Oregon. I don't want to go back to Oregon. Like, fuck that. I'm not going back to the dairy.
I mean, I guess to be fair, like, you know, you're talking about a very long train ride to go back. Like, it's not like it's like, oh yeah, I can fly home. You know, like, no, it's...
She's like, there's nothing for me back there. Fuck that. I'm going to go be a fabulous baseball player.
Yeah.
Yeah, with all the girls and her signing the baseballs and everything.
Oh, I know. And again, that goes exactly to what Geena Davis was saying, where it's like, oh, girls can see this, and the little kids. I hope that's why they put that scene in there, where it's
I'm sure.
like, you know,
Sure it is.
All these little girls growing up being like, oh, those kids want to be a baseball player. I want to be a baseball player because look I could be like, I love it. I fucking love it. Oh, we haven't talked about one huge thing though that really stuck out to me this viewing. So, you know, they're on the whole publicity thing or whatever.
Yeah.
And then they're at this one game and there's like a foul ball or whatever it is. And this fabulous black woman throws her the ball.
Oh my God, we didn't talk about that! And they have like I mean, it's because
it's still not
segregation and all of that.
Okay.
Like, oh, and if we opened it up to all races, we could have even more fabulous bitches playing baseball with us, is what that was. The unsubtle way
it was
explaining that.
Well, it was like, I guess, subtle and unsubtle.
No, what I just said was unsubtle.
Oh, sure.
But yeah, there we go.
Right. But for me, the movie, it was kind of confusing. But yes, that was basically
it was
what I thought
because
was
of segregation.
Yeah.
You know, I'm sure that it was like another instance of white women get to do stuff first.
Right. It's like,
and
there's
then,
still so much further to go.
And then we keep pushing, and then we keep pushing, and then we keep pushing.
Yeah.
But I thought, I mean, a lot of critics gave Penny Marshall movies shit for being like heartstringy and cutesy and like I don't want to say basic. I mean, people were saying like, oh, they're just like sort of manipulative or whatever it is. And she's like, I like going to the movies and having an emotion and seeing something that's entertaining and lovely. That's what I like in the movies.
I agree.
And I was like, yeah.
I fully agree.
They don't make them like this anymore.
No, and I really love it. And I did think those things. I was like, oh, well, this filmmaking is a little
sincere.
Yes.
There's a real sincerity behind it. So you can't be like, what? You're just like, oh, yeah.
It's enjoyable. I agree with her.
Yeah.
I enjoy those things.
Yeah. So
I don't mind that it's a simplistic filmmaking because it tells a story.
Yeah.
And it tells it well, and it makes me feel things.
Yeah.
And I liked it.
Yeah, loved it. And then we flash forward to the Baseball Hall of Fame, and they're all being inducted.
Oh my God.
Oh my God. And they all have a reunion. Everybody's there.
It's Dottie.
That's Dottie.
It's Dottie.
I mean, the movie does definitely make her out to seem like the biggest hero.
Right.
When there were a lot of other women, but you know.
And they do Geena Davis does a great job, and I think part of this is Geena Davis, because you could easily be like so jealous of Geena Davis, this like amazingly gorgeous, tall, beautiful, genius, literally level woman who has been so successful. Like, you could be petty and be like, fucking Geena Davis, you know what I mean? And women do that.
Sure.
Or can. But she has a way of being so fucking cool and awesome that you want to just strive to be her instead of be jealous of her.
Yes.
And you're just like, yes!
Yeah.
And that character in someone else's shoes, because it was going to be a lot of different people. Geena Davis was the last person cast.
Wow.
It was going to be Deborah Winger, who I think could have been good, but maybe I would have been better as Kit, but also she's too old. I don't know.
Yeah.
But it really, I think Geena Davis, it really...
Oh my God. Yes.
It works.
Yep.
To a T.
Yep. But yeah, they're all in the Hall of Fame. Is that you, Grandma? You know, like all of this. Stillwell is there, and this was heartbreaking, you know, where he's just looking at his mom. And then we have this awkward, like, this was actually one of the moments where the filmmaking stuck out to me, where she's, like, looking at the picture of Tom Hanks, and then it's, like, this weird zoom in to the date that he died.
He died.
Yeah.
He's dead.
And I was like, we could have handled that a little bit better, but whatever, you know, it doesn't matter.
Cameras weren't where they used to be.
Sure.
Zooms used to be alive. No, I'm just joking. It's fine. It was ham-fisted. David Strathairn's still alive.
Yes, and you should do it.
I'm still great. Like, he's just like, and I'm still that nice guy that, like,
And then, I love this.
I just love that he's such, like, the female character in most movies. Just like, and he's nice.
Yeah.
And he stayed nice.
Yeah.
Don't know much about him.
Yeah.
Great.
The only thing that bugged me was that at some point I wish that they had pictures of the real women.
I know.
Because at the end...
I think some of them are. The pictures that they show. I think some of them are, because some of them looked... There is one where they're all sitting in a row, and I was like, that looks authentic.
Okay.
There was some pictures.
Okay,
but they
maybe.
didn't have, like, a literal, like, and this was... Because I think that most of the characters are...
fake.
You know, whatever.
Right.
But they did have a few here and there.
Maybe. Okay.
Well, and then, was it just my misremembering that some of the actresses are actually the baseball players at the end? Like, they're actually the women?
Oh, like some of the older women are... Oh, maybe.
I may be misremembering that, but I feel like that's true.
I think that's right.
And so I was like, oh.
Yeah, that's...
And then that pretty blah Madonna song playing over the credits.
What?
This used to be
Excuse
our playground.
you?
Wasn't into it.
This used to be my playground.
No, was not into it.
Oh.
This used to be my playground.
I was like, what's this song? Is this Madonna?
Yes.
Bad. What's this?
Oh
And then
my
the credits
God.
kept going. I was like, oh, it is Madonna. Dude, this is not very good.
And they play forever.
It's so
And
long.
but then I realized one of the other lines that we used to quote all the time.
Yeah. This used to be our playground too?
No.
This used to be my playground.
No, comes like halfway through the credit scene.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
Yesterday there might have been a ball, tomorrow might be a ball, but today it was a strike.
We used to quote that all the time. I don't know why. Because I was like, wait, that came from the end of the credits? Like,
in the middle of
how exactly? Like, how many times did we listen to this Madonna song? You know.
This used to be my playground.
So I mean,
cheers.
Cheers to fabulous cunts.
Yes! Cheers to Penny Marshall, who I looked at her filmography and was disappointed there was not more movies.
Well, yeah.
I mean, there was not that many. There's Jumping Jack Flash, which is super fun and silly. There's Riding Cars with Boys, Preacher's Wife, and that was about it.
Crazy.
I mean, League of Their Own, Big Awakenings, but I was like, oh, she could have had so many more movies.
I wonder why she's kind of... What happened?
She's a woman.
I mean, you think? But those were all like in an era, and then...
Pretty
she
sure.
just quit?
No.
You think that's so fucked?
Yeah, pretty sure.
Ugh.
But like Gary Marshall made a movie in like the year before he died.
Right.
I'm just saying, it's rude.
Yeah.
That's all I'm saying.
Well, cheers to Penny fucking Marshall.
Cheers to Penny. Cheers to everyone in this cast.
Yes.
It's so fabulous. I'm so happy to have revisited this movie. It's been a while.
Yeah.
Since I watched it.
And it's great.
But cheers to Penny Marshall.
Cheers to Penny Marshall.
It's Dottie.
Ah.